Hey, so it's once again like 77 degrees in my room. So yeah. So there's a concept, I guess, that I've been thinking about a bit over the past couple days. Actually, I talked with my coworker about it earlier today. Um, Dang, I just realized it's almost midnight. Got home at like 11:15. But so I worked late tonight. I mean, I typically don't work Saturdays. Today's a Saturday. I typically don't work Saturdays, but well, the manager messaged me and asked if I wanted to pick up a shift on Saturday, and I said yes. Speaking of that, oh, I just gotta say this real quick. I swear I'll get to the title in a minute. Okay, just stick with me. This is just how I am. What can I say? I guess I have a divergent mind. Um, but I freaking made the most I've ever made in one night from doing pizza deliveries. Guess how much I made? Just guess. You got your guess? Okay. I'll tell you one thing. Okay, so it's not in the triple digits. Okay, but it's close to the triple digits. Not quite in the triple digits. I made freaking. I think it was. Hold on. Yeah, 96.86. Forgot the change for a second, but I made freaking 90, almost 97 buckaroonies. But I was trying to think what's a cool way to say dollars. 97 dollars, just about. And that is, I think that's like double the most I've made. Well, or close. Because I think one time I made like 44, 40. Maybe, no, I think I made 47. I think I made 47 another time. So, yeah, well, so it was crazy because I got one, well, I made a lot of deliveries. And I basically, actually, has this been the first night it's not the first time I've worked on a Saturday. It can't be. But I think it might be the first time I've done deliveries on a Saturday. So that's interesting. But yeah, like, it's crazy because, I mean, yeah, I think $47 was the most I made before, but tonight I got a $20 tip pretty early in the night. I was like, dang, it was really nice. It was a pretty big order, but yeah. So I got a $20 tip cash. I mean, I always get cash at the end of the night anyway, but like the customer gave me a $20 bill. I was like, wow, thank you. I was quite grateful for that. And then I just kept getting deliveries, which I mean it's Saturday, so it makes sense. But yeah, and then so it started raining like hard, pretty hard, and that sucked. But it was okay. I didn't have any deliveries that were like more than I think 10 or 11 minutes in the rain, which I mean like 90+% of my deliveries overall are like 10 minutes or closer. I would say, yeah, at least 90% of them. But sometimes they can be like 13, 14. I think occasionally maybe I've had a couple deliveries that were like 15 minutes away, but the radius or whatever is 5 miles. So occasionally they will. Hold on, this is not. There we go. Occasionally, like the manager on duty or whatever will like okay or check mark or whatever an order that's a bit further than 5 miles. So anyway, but typically yeah, we'll deliver anywhere within 5 miles of the store. Anyway, as I was saying, it started raining really hard, and so yeah, I got to this one house, and it was freaking raining really hard. But it did. The rain got a bit less intense when I got there. I think I waited like 1 minute because it was so intense, and then it got a bit less intense, and I was like, okay, I just gotta go. I just went out there, ran. I freaking jumped over this like line of water. It's like this like a wide, probably like this wide. I don't know, probably out of screen. Yeah, it was pretty big, at least this wide, but probably wider. just water running because I was like, I'm gonna get my shoes wet if I don't jump over that. So I jumped over that. That was a bit scary. I thought I might trip, but I didn't. Yeah. Um, and I got there, and the guy was paying in cash actually, and so the order was like 30. What was it? $32. Wait. Yeah, I think it was $32 or just over $32. 32.06, I believe. Anyway, and and he was like, it was so funny. The guy was like, "Hey, sorry about this," because like I guess he realized he was like, "Crap, I ordered a pizza and it's raining hard." Like he like felt bad for It's like, what about the driver? So I guess that's what he was thinking. He was like, "Sorry," and I'm like, "Oh, it's okay," because it's like the way I see it is just. I almost said it is what it is, but that's a stupid phrase because you're just saying the same thing twice. What is it? The one YouTuber said? I don't know who it was, but he said, that's like saying frickin' yellow is yellow. Anyway, but I mean, the way I see it is just like, it's kind of part of the job. Like, there's gonna be some moments that suck where it's raining and sometimes you get no tip. I've had nights. I mean, not where I've gotten like zero money at the end of the day. That's never happened. But like. I mean, sometimes I will just get like only 3, sometimes only like 2 or 3 deliveries one night, but I've never gotten no money because like both people didn't tip or all 3 people didn't tip. That's never happened. But I have gotten no tip a handful of times. It doesn't happen very often, so it's good. But yeah, no, this guy was like, "Hey, sorry," and it was crazy too because like, not crazy, but I guess it was a bit more comedic, I guess. Because of the fact that there was also a kid there. Like, he had his son who was probably 4 or 5. And he was like, "Hey," and I waved to him. I love kids, man. And there was another person a bit later who had 2 kids, and like, yeah, there's this little girl, she like waved to me. And I love kids, man. They're great. I mean, it's yeah, they're really I don't know, it's so yeah, that's another thing I was thinking about was just like being childlike, like curiosity, having that sort of childlike curiosity. And I think of people like Michael Stevens from Vsauce, when I think about, and Wim Hof as well. I don't know, I think it's a good thing. It's a good way to, like, it's a good thing to have that. I guess it's a good quality of a person, if you get what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm trying to explain this well, but to have that childlike curiosity throughout life, I mean, not all the time, like, because like if you're in a business meeting and you're just like, I wonder who created this pencil. It's like, you don't want to be like having that sort of mindset in a business meeting, obviously, but generally speaking, right, to have that curiosity about life, and excitement as well. It's one thing I love. I mean, maybe the biggest thing I love about Wim Hof, So he says it too, like, make fun. Like, whenever he's not saying like make fun of something or somebody, but he's saying like when he's in the extreme cold, make fun, just like make it fun, basically. He'll say that, make fun. Anyway, I love Wim Hof, he's great. But yeah, no, and then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. But yeah, that guy, so he had his son there, and it was just raining super hard. And he was like, "I'm sorry about this," and I'm like, "It's all right." And then he was like, "How much was it? Was it 30 something?" I was like, yeah." I looked at the receipt. It was like $32 or 32.06. He was like, "Okay." And he was like, "There's 50. Just keep the rest." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And I was like, because I realized I was like, "That's a friggin'." Well, it was just about an $18 tip, and I was like, "Dang, that's pretty good. Like, that's really good, actually." I mean, it's raining hard outside, but that makes up for it for me. Like, oh yeah, and also I think that house was only like 6 to 8 minutes away from the store. Yeah, that was one of the closer deliveries, which was nice. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, so that was a good tip. I got $20 tip, and then I got that $18 tip. It's like, whew, that's adds up quick, and I was very grateful for that. Like, thank you, Lord, for that. So yeah, but yeah, and then I got a couple other decent tips. Like, one was like $8, I think, and well, so no, it's crazy because the total ended up being almost $100, but it actually would have been 100 and hold on, I did the math earlier and I forgot it already. My memory's been weird lately. I need to probably go keto. Or maybe just do the lion diet. I don't know, because my brain has been a bit weird again lately. Probably just means I need to make more videos. / write more. I've been writing on Substack a fair bit, but not a ton. Anyway, but yeah, I mean. So, I gotta be careful, dude. Sorry. I just gotta stay, I don't know, present, I guess. It's very weird. I'm still trying to figure out my own mind. Like the nature of my own mind. Sorry. Anyway, snap out of it. Okay. But, oh yeah. So there's one more delivery that came through right when I was about to leave, and I didn't take it because I didn't take it because I was about to leave, and also I was low on gas, and I knew if I took it, I would need to get gas on the way home. I didn't want to do that because because I have very little money in my bank account, like very, very little, like less than $20. But it's okay because I'm getting paid on Monday, 2 days from now. At least that's what eBay says, which I mean, it always ends up being on time, so I have no reason to believe it won't happen this time. But yeah, because I sold it. I hate to say it, but really haven't thought much about it because I don't really want to think about it. But I mean, it's fine. It's fine. But I ended up having to sell my Panasonic VX981 camcorder, which I really liked it. Bought it a number of months ago. It's a really great camera. Marcus Pix has talked so much about it and has said such great things about it. He's like the reason why I bought it, and I love that guy, Marcus. And he's also a health guy. That's true. I should look into his other channel. I think I'm subscribed to it, but I should watch more of his videos. The Healthy Life is what it's called. Marcus Roserthen or something. I forget his last name. It starts with an R. But yeah. And he's a great guy. He's an artist. I'm not an artist. I'm a thinker. But he's an artist. He's into photography and videography and stuff. But yeah, I mean, especially photography. But he makes YouTube videos too. But yeah, and so I bought that camera because of him, and I loved it. It was the only camera I had that shot 4K. Not that it matters that much, but still, it's cool, 4K. And I think really it's great if you're gonna if you want to shoot like a movie, though you can. It's more about the plot and the writing, the dialogue and the, creativity more than the camera. Like, what is it? Marcus says this is like, a true artist can take a piece of junk and make something awesome. Like, it's true, because I believe that. But yeah, and so, and that's kind of what I'm telling myself about this is like, and it's why I did end up deciding to sell it because I was like, well, first of all, I don't use it that much. So I did use it not too long ago, but I don't use it that much. And also, like, I have several other camcorders that are good, and they shoot 1080p. They don't shoot. None of them shoot 4K, which sucks. But they shoot 1080p and they're good, and they're small, they're lightweight. I don't know. I don't know. Like, there were certain things about that camera, the VX981, that I probably shouldn't put this thing in my mouth, but that my other cameras don't have. I mean, like the 4K, but also the automatic lens cap thing that, yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, I have another camera that does that, but it's kind of glitchy. Last time I used it, which was not long ago, it was like, it kept glitching and like basically just turning off randomly. Like when I would bump it just a little bit, I'd like barely bump it when I was recording. It's like, it was weird, but I have two of them though, actually. It's a Panasonic SD90. And the thing is, I got them for parts, so it kind of makes sense. But they were untested. That's the thing. And they both ended up working, so I got lucky there. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, they were. Sorry. Get mixed up because I bought another camera for parts that was untested, and did end up working. Another one didn't end up working. Anyway, those were two Sony camcorders. But anyway, so I still haven't gotten to the point of this video. I'm sorry. Sorry. Guys, I know. Go ahead and leave the comments down below. Bro, get to the point. You spent 25 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Talking about other stuff. Get to the point. Look, I'm sorry. Okay. It's just me. I'm not going to act like it's not me. Like, or that. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I'll get to it in a minute. I promise. But, yeah, so I sold my Panasonic VX981 for like... I sold it for a decent amount. We had it listed for $470. I knew it would sell fast, and it did, like in less than a day. Listed it on eBay. Because it's a pretty sought after camera. I mean, it's a great camera. That's the thing. Like, it is a great camera. And actually, probably Marcus is probably a reason why they sell on eBay so fast. Like, probably because of the videos Marcus has made. I mean, they've gotten a lot of views and stuff, and so. I know a lot of people respect his opinion and, you know, listen to him. So anyway, but it's an excellent camera. It really is. And it's lightweight. It's pretty small, you know. Yeah, it's a camcorder. It doesn't overheat. It's really great. And God, I wish I didn't have to sell it, but I ended up selling it I listed it for $470, but OBO on eBay, and sold it for $435. So I actually got two offers. First one was $420, and I was thinking about it. I was going to accept it, but I was at work because I listed it like in the morning, and then I went to work, and this was like 2 days ago, by the way. And then I was like, well, let me wait and see. I'll just see at the end of the day if I don't get any other offers or if someone else doesn't buy it, then I'll accept the offer. And sure enough, I ended up getting another offer for $435, and I was like, okay, it's a decent amount better. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, at the end of the day. It's like 11 o'clock or something. I was just like, yeah, that works. Because, I mean, I did the math, and like based on how much I got it for originally and what I got with it, because I think I got the camera. I think it was either 2 or 3 batteries. I think it was 2 batteries, and then a charger. And I sold the camera and a battery. I didn't sell the charger, and it was just 1 battery. Because I have other batteries, but I can use those with my other camcorders, the SD90 by Panasonic and my Panasonic. What is it called? V270, right? Yeah. Which also has been acting up for some reason. I don't know why, but the other day I was filming with it, like a vlog, and it crapped out on me. Like, see, I wonder. Hold on. What if it's? Oh shoot. What if it's the SD card? Oh, that's probably it. I'm so dumb. That would explain it then. Because why would both cameras? Yeah. Well, but dude, that's gotta be what it is. So wait, hold on. How would it be the SD card? I'm gonna have to figure that out. But that's weird. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Did I get something on the SD card? Like liquid or something? Could that be it? It messed up like the reader? I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But maybe I just need to get a new SD card. I mean, I have I think I have like at least 3 good SD cards, yeah. But see, I don't know. They're micro SD cards I put in an adapter, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But okay, back to the video. Okay, the reason I made this video. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, I've been thinking about this for the past couple of days. It's very interesting and kind of weird idea, I guess. And I was talking to my coworker about it earlier today, and it's this idea that like your job is not real. And well, okay, so my suspicion about this, or my explanation, well, okay, first I guess I'll give a bit of context, which is that, so I've experimented with psilocybin mushrooms, as I've talked about a bunch of times, several times on this channel in various videos. I'd say I've experimented with psilocybin mushrooms quite a bit. You might could say extensively. And though I haven't had like 50 plus trips or any, crazy high number like that, I've had about 17. And I've microdosed a bit too. Now, I haven't had a trip in a while. Probably should do them again. I need to buy some bags of Savvy Fair rice at Dollar Tree tomorrow, which I'll probably do. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really in any rush, you know. So see, psilocybin mushrooms aren't addictive. They're really not. 'Cause I haven't done them in over a month at this point. I don't know. I lost track of how long it's been. But anyway, but probably be good to do them again. So I probably will start. And also, they're just fun to grow. That's the other thing too. I also want to grow them because they're just fun, not just so I can trip, but they're just fun to grow, and they're beautiful too. Like, oh man, especially Jack Frost. Like, oh, it's just, I love mushrooms, just in general. I was looking at some mushrooms the other day. Sorry, I'm getting off topic again. I know. Okay. Um, I'm sorry. I see the comments. I don't care. You know, I don't care. I don't care because this is my channel. So if you don't like it, click away. But I was filming actually with my Panasonic V270 mushrooms that were growing on our property. There's like there's probably like 5 or 6 different kinds I saw, which was cool. And yeah, my camera was crapping out on me, but well, it only did it once. But I was very careful after that, like not to like move my camera quickly or anything or bump it. But yeah, and I was just like, wow. It was so interesting to me. I was just like fascinated by it because I was like, wow, like all this is growing in our yard and in the pasture. Like, it'd be cool if they were all edible. They're not. I did not take any risks, no, by eating any of them. But I did take some photos, or actually, I didn't take photos. I recorded them up close, and then I afterwards in my editor, I like took screenshot. I like paused the video of me showing a certain mushroom, took screenshots of it with my computer, and then put them into ChatGPT. A few of them, because you can only add so many images before you hit the limit or whatever, and then you have to purchase a plan to keep adding images or whatever, to use like the image analysis feature of ChatGPT or whatever. So anyway, I only fed the LLM a few images, but yeah, because I was just curious like what species they were, and also whether or not they were edible. Though even if it said they were, I probably wasn't. I probably still wouldn't do it. Well, unless it was like, this is Psilocybe cubensis or something. And I picked it and I saw that it bruised blue, and I would probably also like photograph it, put it on Reddit, see what people say, and then I would probably do some more research after that to make sure it's edible, and then I might eat it, maybe. I might eat it after that, but anyway, because you can't like, oh yeah, what was it? I was talking to my this was kind of like, well, a couple months ago, I guess, yeah, about 2 months ago, talking to my former coworker at Ingles, and he was telling me, because I was talking about shrooms, and he told me that he used to live in Texas, I think. Yeah, he told me he used to live in Texas, and I was like, oh, that's cool, because my mom's from Texas, actually. He was like, I used to live in Texas, and we used to go out into cow pastures like in the summer and pick mushrooms and just trip balls like that night or whatever, or that evening. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's crazy. And he was like, yeah. And then yeah, he was saying like, I think one of us mentioned like hallucinations or something, and because I think I said something like, yeah, I never hallucinate on shrooms or something, and then he said like, yeah, I never did either. Oh, I think he told me it's been like 20 years or no, like 30 something years or 40 years. I think he's like in his 50s. He's in his, I think, mid to late 50s. He's like, it's been years since he's done it, but like, he never hallucinated either. Like, he just said like he would just like see trails and stuff, which I also seen that on shrooms, and so yeah, like trails and stuff. Ooh yeah, ooh, I need to do them again. That'd be good. It'd be a good time. I mean, I don't need to do it, but I should do them again. I feel like it'd be good. So I'll do them again when I can grow them. But just gotta get. Here's the thing. Last time I went to Dollar Tree, they didn't have the frickin' rice. They didn't have Savvy Fair brown rice. They've had it like several other times that I've been there. It was the same Dollar Tree I always go to. But the thing is, they had rearranged like shelves and stuff, and so I was like, what the heck? But I went to where it should be, or it would be, and didn't see it. Maybe they were just out of stock. I hope so. But I don't know. I don't know because I didn't see like the cardboard thing that I would think they would be in, which I did see before. I think the time before when I went to that same Dollar Tree, I bought like 6 bags or something. But yeah, so it sucks. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Savvy Fair because it's a great brand of brown rice. Like it really works well for growing mushrooms. And I think I mean not just psilocybin mushrooms. Like I don't know what other types, but I'm sure there's other edible types that you can grow with that brand of rice. So anyway, but yeah, so but I'm gonna go again tomorrow because that was like 5 days ago or something when I went to Dollar Tree. Might have been a week ago. Anyway, but yeah, so hopefully they have some tomorrow when I go. I'm gonna try to go tomorrow at least. So anyway, but tomorrow's Sunday, so that's where time is going by way too fast. Like it's already Sunday again tomorrow. It's actually today technically. Like look, I'll show you. Hold on. I got it. Well, I can't do that actually, but right here, you see, Sunday. I mean, it's in the like very early morning technically though, so you know. But anyway, so back to the point of this video. But yeah, I've had this idea on shrooms, or not had this idea. I've realized something. I've had this realization, an epiphany of sorts. Although I think technically an epiphany is like a sudden and strong realization, I think. So I would call this a realization on shrooms where I've essentially came to understand that my job is just not real. Like it's like I don't really work at a pizza place. That I've had this thought and I've felt so strongly about this, which doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Okay, so let me make that clear. But it is potentially an indicator that there's something to it, I would say. You know, if you feel strongly about something. What is it? You're crazy until you're successful, then you're a genius. You know, it's like Mr. Beast is like, it's gonna work. I feel strongly about this. I'm right. I'm gonna be a YouTuber. No, you're crazy. And then he does it. And it's like, well, I guess you were right. Like, it is possible. It is, you know, possible to, you know, get as big as you said you were going to get or you wanted to get. So anyway, but, yeah, dude's at like 500 million subs now, which is insane. But anyway, absolutely insane. But, yeah, so anyway, but yeah, I was about to say, I've had this idea on shrooms, and it's not just once, by the way. You know, it's not just like, and not necessarily on high doses either. So I will say that. But yeah, I've had this idea or this realization really that just like, whoa, hold on, my job is not real. Like I don't really work at a pizza place. Now, when I say that, it's not that I literally think, oh, I have no job. Like, or when I've been on shrooms and had this realization, I didn't literally think, wait, I don't have a job. Like, I'm not making any money. I have no income. Like, it wasn't that thought, but it was like, it's just this weird, I guess you could kind of call it derealization of sorts. I guess that's right. Maybe that's right. But I don't know. I feel like it's a bit different because I'm pretty sure I've experienced derealization. Well, actually, I know I have. I got to be careful talking about it too because... Okay. But... Yeah, and like, it didn't feel quite the same to me, but I feel like it felt kind of similar. Yeah, so anyway. But it's just this feeling that like... my job is just not, I don't know how to explain it other than it just feels like, wow, my job is not real. Like, and here's the thing, like, I was talking to my coworker about this literally earlier today, and I told him, I was like, because it's basically, like, every aspect of what we're doing right now is a construct. And I think maybe I've nailed it with that. I'm not sure. but maybe it's an idea, right? Because it's like, okay, we're at this job. So I work at a pizza place. Why does the company exist? Because people like pizza. Okay. We've collectively decided pizza places should exist. Hence why it exists. The place I work for exists. And so, but here's the thing. It's real consequentialism. As Nick Miller has talked about a lot. What is not the case is that the company I work for needs to exist in order for humanity to survive. Excuse me. That is not the case. Pizza is food, yes, but it's not particularly healthy food, and it's not certainly not the only food, like the only food or the only edible food, right? Well, I guess if it's food, it's edible. Anyway, so it's a construct. We've all decided, this place should exist, called Romeo's Pizza. And we've also all decided, so the other big aspect is money, right? I guess there's maybe other big elements to my job, I guess. But that's another big one, obviously, is money, right? And that's also just a total construct. Like, if the human heart were, not what it is, I guess, didn't have the nature it does, we might say. If human beings did not have a sinful nature, I would say, as a Christian, that's what I'm going to say. Then what will we need money for? We don't need money. Why? Why do we need money? We just share everything. Right? Or am I crazy? Maybe it's not that simple. Or maybe I'm not crazy, but maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe it's not that simple that we could just share. But I don't know, man. It seems pretty simple to me. It's just pride and greed and envy and jealousy and like listing like the 7 deadly sins. Hey kitty, how you doing, baby? Anger, But anyway, so yeah, it makes sense that money exists. Sort of. Doesn't have to exist. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to exist. I think we can agree there. I don't know. But I feel like we can agree on that point, but it obviously does. Currency is I guess like ubiquitous. I was gonna say phenomena, but that's not right. A ubiquitous concept, right? In every country, or maybe there's some countries where no, I can't see how. There's just no currency. I don't know. I don't know much, hardly anything about geography. Various countries, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I probably couldn't even name. I guess I could name 10 countries: Brazil, India, China. I almost said the Middle East. What the heck? Argentina, Greenland, Finland, which doesn't exist according to Rhett McLaughlin. America, obviously. I already said China. Australia. Austria. That's a country? A continent? Yeah. Wait, I'm at 9. Germany? Russia? Shoot. Anyway. Okay, I guess I can name 10, but I couldn't keep going for very long. Let's just be honest. Venezuela. What's some other ones? Montreal is in Canada, but Canada is one. Virgin Islands? Wait. It's not a country. You got China. I watched this. Oh my gosh. I gotta tell y'all about this. If you made it this far to the video, you're going to be rewarded right now because this video is hilarious. Maybe you won't think it's funny. I think it's funny as heck. And very, very accurate too. This guy, it's an Instagram reel. of this guy doing an impression of Trump, and it is Trump as a therapist. The guy's like, "This is Trump as a therapist," and it's so funny. You gotta watch it. I wish I could remember the Instagram account. I should probably edit it over this video so I can give him credit, or put it in the description at least. Maybe I'll do that. But oh, hey kitty, how you doing? There's the kitty. She appeared out of nowhere. I wish I could show her to you, but can't really. But hey, she's like halfway under like a third of the way underneath the table here. But anyway, so it was so funny. He was like, well, I mean, I can't do a Trump impression, but he was saying like, well, I mean, it seems like you have a lot of trauma with the big T. And the line that really got me was when he said, he was like, and we're really doing well with the listening in the listening department. We are winning with the listening. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're winning with the listening. We are really winning with the listening. And then he was like, what did he say? He was like, you're really not so good at listening, and I'd say it's okay, but I mean, seems to be causing problems or something. And then, oh yeah, what was it about the trauma? And he was like, you've got lots of trauma with the big T. I would say we should unpack it, but there's too much to unpack. And so it was so funny. It was so good. His voice was so good. It was really, really good. I was laughing so hard earlier about it. It was so funny. But yeah, I gotta see, my phone's charging over there, so I don't want to get it, but I gotta look up the account so I can give him credit. It's really good. But anyway, not that anyone's gonna watch this video, but maybe even if a couple people do, it's might make your day. It's really funny. But anyway, we're really winning with the listening. Winning with the listening, man. It was funny. But yeah, freaking dripping water or high C. But anyway, so okay. But yeah, this idea that your job is not real. Because the thing is too, I'm not the only one. Like, I gotta look it up, but I know I've seen this idea on Reddit. Like, I saw this one time on the r/shrooms subreddit. Disregard. You can probably see it on Wikipedia. Disregard that. I was trying to understand this math theorem called the Riemann. Well, there's the Riemann zeta function, but then it's the Riemann hypothesis. Anyway, so let me I'm trying to think it, because like, my job is not real. Realization on shrooms. Of course, it shows the AI overview. It is incredibly common to have a massive shift in perspective regarding your career, purpose, and the societal grid during a psychedelic experience. Psilocybin temporarily deactivates the brain's default mode network, right, I already knew that, which is responsible for your deeply ingrained habits, social conditioning, and everyday ego. When that network goes offline, it is very normal to look at a 9-to-5 corporate structure or daily administrative tasks and think, none of this is actually real. However, do not make any sudden life-changing moves or quit your job right now. While the emotional truth of your realization is valid, you are likely experiencing a mix of post-trip vulnerability and temporary derealization. Okay, yeah, temporary derealization. I do think that's right. But, hold on. ABA. Oh, that's applied. Yeah, applied behavior analysis. Oh. Gosh. Well, see, this is why you, hold on. I gotta show you. This is why you tell no one. Although I have told people, so I'm a hypocrite. But I've told people who like live in other states. So like, how could they affect my life? And my family. But they're not gonna tell anybody. I know them pretty dang well. Pretty dang well. Yeah, like, this is why you tell nobody that you don't trust. Or that's not, hundreds of miles away from you. Okay, so but I swear I've seen posts about it before on Reddit. So I know I'm not the only one who's had this realization, or this, yeah. But yeah, and I was talking to ChatGPT about, anyway. I'll probably figure that out at some point, if it's even possible to to prove the hypothesis, which I think it is, because it's essentially trying to predict, or it's trying to establish or figure out whether or not prime numbers are predictable. Essentially, from what I understand, if I understand it correctly, which I'm pretty sure I do. I watched a YouTube video about it earlier today. Yes, one video, but it seemed like it was explained very well. Although I definitely didn't understand all of it, but I understood a decent amount of it. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably figure it out at some point, given, you know, I don't know. I've always thought it would be cool to like prove a math theorem or hypothesis or conjecture. So anyway, I'll probably figure it out at some point. But anyway, because prime numbers are pretty cool. I had to look up the definition again today earlier, just being honest, because I forgot what they were. But yeah, the main thing I remember with prime numbers is the time Vsauce counted prime number, or essentially said prime numbers for, I think it was for 3 hours straight. Yeah, it was a very long time. Might have been like 5 hours, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, it's very interesting though, because I don't know. It's trying to establish whether or not there is essentially a pattern. It's I don't know. I gotta think about it some more, but of course, I understand. Okay, if any math nerds are out there, I understand the sort of weight of the Riemann hypothesis. I know it hasn't been solved for I think 50 plus years, or a very long time, decades. And I know it's like considered the biggest unsolved math problem or math theory, I guess, ever, right? It's like or the biggest one right now, at least the biggest, at least the biggest unsolved one at the moment. I mean, I asked ChatGPT to tell me what was the biggest, longest, or the biggest unsolved math problem that has been a mystery for the longest, essentially, is what I asked ChatGPT, and that was the first one it said. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Look into it, and then okay, I understand parts of it, but still nowhere near nowhere near solving it. That's for sure. But also, I don't know, because with the way my brain is, I could solve it next week or something. I don't know. Which again, I know how that sounds because I'm not. Well, see, I'm not a mathematician, but I mean, okay, this is gonna be controversial, but I don't give a crap. I've watched a fair bit of Jason Padgett. Okay, I've watched a fair bit of Jason Padgett, and that's more. He posts more about high level mathematics and stuff. So, yeah, that's the thing. I kind of used to hate math when I was in high school, but the thing is, it's because I mean, that was before I knew that the universe is literally math and that words created the universe. And so now that I know that reality is made up of words, and that the universe is math. You could also say reality is math, and I would say that's not inaccurate. Now that I know that, it's I'm much more motivated to study and try to learn and understand math, especially more advanced mathematics. And yeah, so, which matter of fact, there's a course on Peterson Academy about it. I think it's trigonometry, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, because it is pretty cool, but I'm more of an English guy, I guess, grammar, it's kind of more my forte. It's because I get it from my mom. See, I get that from my mom. My dad likes math, though I don't think he's good at advanced mathematical concepts, but algebra and stuff, which I'm not good at least not now. I'm out of practice, but my dad's good at that. He seems to have a knack for for math, but my mom is. I mean, she majored in English, yeah, in college. That was her major. So, and I'm much more like my mom than my dad. Though I'm really not like any of my parents, hardly at all. I mean, well, I am, but like, it's complicated. Psychology is so complicated. I'm definitely more like my mom than my dad. That's for sure. So anyway, but um, so, but it's not like, oh, I think and act just like my mom or just like my dad. Like, no, or just like any of my siblings. Like, no, I mean, yeah, everyone's unique, obviously, but like, I think you get what I'm saying. Um, you know, so, um, anyway, but yeah, so I think, I don't know, I'll probably end up trying at least to fully understand, and then I'd at least just come up with some ideas, that could potentially lead to the proof. See, I'm struggling with English. The English guys, the guy who is interested in English and grammar is struggling to formulate his sentences. It could eventually lead to I almost said to the proving of the Riemann or Riemann hypothesis, or Riemann, or no, Riemann, I think is how the guy in the YouTube video said it. Riemann. I don't like that. Riemann is how I say it. I'm gonna say it, even if it's wrong, which it is the last name of a person, but I don't care. Riemann, the Riemann hypothesis. So anyway, but start talking like Nick Miller. I'm just kidding. Sometimes I do find myself a little bit like I'll say of sorts, which he says a fair bit. It's essentially I can't think of anything to say. It's an abstract problem of sorts. I'll say something like that. Like, oh, I got that from Nick Miller. But anyway, shoot. But yeah. I was watching one of his videos earlier today. That's probably why. Like, I was watching one of his videos earlier today. Quite the video, I will say. Unlike many videos you'll find on YouTube, and in a good way, I would say, in a very good way, I would say. I would argue, because he's being very authentic and like, yeah, he's very genuine, like owning up, basically admitting one of his faults, essentially, or I guess technically two. Yeah. So, which, yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, good for him, I would say. I mean, shoot, I think it takes some guts to do that. So, but he's a pretty humble guy as far as I can tell. He's not full of himself. He's not. Heck, I'm probably more prideful than he is, honestly. Probably. I probably am. But I try to be humble, but not great at it, I don't think. I don't know. I feel like I'm. See, that's a weird even line of thought to go down. I think I'm getting more humble. It's kind of a weird, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't know why I have this tripod on my shoulder, but you can't even hardly see it. Well, yeah, you can, but bad lighting. Always gonna be another like 50+ minute long video. But no, this idea that your life is not real. Again, I think, or life is not, your job is not real. I think it really has to do with the fact that it's like, if you really break it down into like its subcomponents, the whole thing is a construct. Like, I'm working this job to make money. I'm working, like, the reason why I'm working for this company, which is a construct. The reason why the company exists is because of kind of real consequentialism, or like our collective view on what should exist. Like, we've all collectively agreed upon as a society that, there should be pizza places, pizza companies. And yeah, that's why this company exists. That's why I can go work for it. Even like the car you use to get to and from your job, is I mean, was created, I would say, but also like it's not essential to your survival, really. I mean, well, that's arguable, but I would argue it's not. You do not need your car to survive. Like literally survive, you know, to like meet those physiological needs. So, yeah, I mean, but like cars are great. I'm not saying like, oh, the automobile never should have been invented. No, not at all. Like, no, definitely not. But I think it's, well, it's, I guess it's a construct of sorts. um, yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's just when I think about it, like my job is not real. Like, and the thing is, now, just like when I think about it, and I've thought about it, I've been thinking about it. It just, I do feel like there's at least a lot of truth in that statement. My job is not real. I feel like there's a lot of truth in it because of the fact that like it's not technically. I mean, it is essential to have money if you're gonna live in society, right, and to survive. It is essential to survival. But like, technically speaking, maybe it's also kind of not. Because like you could, if you were like homeless and you just like, I don't know, like begged for food, which is really not good. Like, I don't think no one really should be homeless, is my opinion. Nick Miller said the same thing. I agree with him. We disagree on a fair bit. We agree on a lot, but we also disagree a fair bit, fairly often, I would say. But we definitely agree here, which is like that just shouldn't happen. That there should not be homeless people. Like we can do better as a society, is what I would say. We can do better. So anyway, but if you were homeless, like if you got creative enough, I would say if you got creative enough, you could get food. Like you could without needing money. Now that's not good. Like you should get a job. I'm not saying you should do that at all, but I'm saying you could. You could. That's all I'm saying. And I'm trying to think. Because I'm trying to think of like other like shelter as well. Does the same thing apply for shelter? Like it's best to have a house or an apartment, which requires money, you know. But even shelter, I'm trying to think, and then also like hygiene, like taking a bath or a shower. Speaking of which, I haven't taken a shower in like longer than I'd care to admit, more than a couple days. I need to take a shower tomorrow morning. Yeah, but anyway, I guess it'd be kind of good right before I go to church. Yeah, it'd be good. But anyway, but I don't know how you would pull that off, like, because it's not like you can just knock on strangers' if you are homeless, it's not like you could just like knock on strangers' doors and be like, hey, can I use your shower, please? Like, please, like, I mean, if you knew enough about influence and persuasion, maybe, but like, I don't know, that'd be weird. I don't think that would work. That would just not be good. Now, okay, you could potentially like make friends with someone, and then that could potentially work, I guess. But you'd have to like give them something too, you know, in return. So I don't know, but I think you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, chances, like I guess chances are your job is just like essentially one big construct, or I guess technically, to be more accurate, it's a combination of constructs. And so for that reason, because of that, it's not real in any tangible sense. That's not the right word. Not tangible. It's not real in any meaningful sense. I feel like that's not quite right either, because even if you have a job that you kind of consider to be a pointless job, which I would say that about my job. Of course, whose fault is that? Mine. But even if you have a job like that, I feel like you still can find meaning in it, even if it's just like telling jokes and trying to make people laugh. Like that's meaningful at least. Like laughter is a medicine, you know. They say it's the best medicine, and you know maybe that's true. So like you know, there's some meaning to be found there. I feel like. Anyway, like you could make it meaningful at least, just because like you're human, you know. So something I have to remind myself sometimes. But anyway, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, cause okay, this is, and I guess this is kind of my hypothesis, I guess, which is that like if your job is basically just one big construct or a combination of multiple constructs, then well the real reason it's not real is because it's just, I'll say, one big construct. But it's also, I think, has to do with like the soul and the fact that like your soul is not really in it. If you get what I'm saying? Like your soul's not really in your job. You're not really like, you don't have a love for it. You don't love what you're doing. You're not maybe you're committed, but you're not like deeply committed, or you're just not passionate about your job. Like it's I think it has to do with love, really. It has to do with love, bro. It's all about love, really. I mean, it's the greatest power in the universe. But yeah, it's like if you don't love what you do, then how can it be real in the deepest possible sense? You get what I'm saying? So maybe it can be, I guess, but I can't see how. I mean, unless you love what you do, I don't see how what you do, like in this case when it comes to work, can be real in any like deep sense, if you get what I mean. Anyway, I'm starting to get tired at this point, but I hope I'm still making sense. So I need to do some Wim Hof breathing before I go to bed tonight, or at least just some deep breathing. But yeah, I think it's just about the soul and whether or not like you care about what you do, and whether or not you find it meaningful, and like it motivates you, or like you can like sort of generate that self-motivation to do your job because it's something you care about so deeply, and you want to see change, and you want to help people, and you want to improve yourself, and you want to become stronger, become better, instead of it just being about, oh, I gotta make money so I can survive, or like so I don't go homeless, and so so essentially so you can survive and meet your physiological needs, and you're not doing your own thing, you're just working, like nothing wrong with it. Like I don't know, I don't know, but it's I don't know, that's another thing I've been thinking about a little bit lately, is like the soul. Like what is the soul? What is a human soul, I guess? Is it like, are all of our souls just part of one bigger soul? Like I don't know, cuz I do believe, what the heck? Okay, something just, it's this, well, I was moving this box with my foot. I don't know if there was, anyway, must have been something on, I don't know. But like I believe we're all made in the image of God, and we all have the same intrinsic worth as a consequence of that. But as far as what is the human soul, I don't know. Like, I don't really have a satisfactory answer to that question. At least an answer I'm satisfied with. I would say it's something that's immortal. It's something that's immaterial. Hold on, right? Not unmaterial, or immaterial, but immaterial. I think. I gotta look that up just to make sure. I'm pretty sure that's right. Immaterial. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay. It can also mean not important or not relevant to a topic, but yeah, or not made of physical matter. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so, need to go to bed. But yeah, I think what was it? Wim Hof said something about the human soul one time. He said something like, what was it? When we are not constantly stressed, but we are choosing to go into the stress, rather than the stress coming to us, essentially, then, and also when we're doing that, I think is what he said. When we're doing that, and then when we're also living life with passion and with curiosity, with vigor and enthusiasm and exploration, right? With that sort of, it goes with curiosity, then the soul can essentially show itself, like reveal itself, like almost come forth in a way. It's able to like flourish when we're living life in that manner. And so I think he's right about that. And there's a piece of this tripod I just knocked off. Oh, was that the thing that, wait, that wasn't the thing that fell, was it? Oh, it was. That was the thing. Oh, I just never saw it. Felt it. Oh wait, no. Why am I looking on my chair? It's on the ground somewhere. Anyway, all right, that's gonna be it for now. Okay, yeah, it's a pretty good place to end it on, I think. All right, take care. God bless. This is another very long video, but thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, tell me in the comments and I'll give you $5. Not really. 5 imaginary internet bucks. Anyway. All right. God bless. Take care. See you in the next video.